Farron was unaware of the situation, so he did not say anything. He pushed the buns toward Ethan. Wilbur sighed because Ethan was sobbing uncontrollably. He said, "Let's eat first and talk later." Ethan wiped his tears and nodded silently. Then he started to eat because he was famished. A few customers cast them judgmental glances. A woman mumbled quietly, "What the hell? Why did he invite the beggar to eat?" Wilbur instantly got triggered. He glared at the woman and said, "This is my brother. He's not a beggar. You better watch your filthy mouth." The woman jolted in fear because of his cold gaze. She hurriedly turned around and kept quiet. Wilbur scoffed, and he continued to eat with Ethan. He was finally full after a while. Wilbur passed him a tissue and said, "Now, tell me what happened." Ethan sighed and started to tell his story. Ethan retired from the military and received over $10 million from Wilbur. Ethan returned to his hometown, which was a small town in Cardin Province. Even as a disabled veteran, he could live a comfortable life with that kind of money. He could even be considered a notable figure in his hometown. However, a childhood friend of his was aware of his wealth and approached him with an investment opportunity in a mine, promising him great profits. Ethan trusted his childhood friend and agreed to the proposal. That was the start of the scam. He was left penniless, and the scammer was long gone after he realized the situation. Ethan panicked. He had to take care of his parents, and he could not work because he was crippled. His family was doomed without the money. He never feared death on the battlefield, but for the first time, he wanted to die. He even made multiple attempts to take his own life. His classmate, Wendy Lester, noticed his suicidal tendency and saved him, otherwise, he would be dead. Wendy was also his childhood friend. She was extremely nice to Ethan. She kept guiding him and stayed with him. Finally, he decided not to take his own life and wanted to live again. A development project was underway in their small town, and his house happened to be within the area designated for demolition. The compensation was over $1 million, so Ethan felt relieved that he could at least survive with that money. Little did he know that the person in charge of the construction was a local bully. That person was involved in money laundering. He was a manipulator. The compensation from the government dwindled to a mere $20,000 after going through his hands. Ethan could not accept it. All his neighbors received over $1 million. So why was he the only one with $20,000? The person in charge was clearly taking advantage of Ethan's disability. Ethan fought for his right, and he refused to move. The bully demolished Ethan's house in the middle of the night because he was furious. Because of that, Ethan's parents were buried alive. He survived because Warrenley asked him out for a stroll. That was the last straw for Ethan. He lost an arm, and he could not walk. He could not do anything even if he wanted to fight. He fell into despair. However, Wendy helped Ethan again by giving him money to file a lawsuit. That was 1 year ago, and there was no progress at all. Ethan lost his will to live again. However, Wendy helped him out once more. She told him to visit Seachertown. He submitted documents in Seachertown with the last shred of hope he had left. It had been a few days, but there was no news. He was penniless, so he had to resort to living on the streets. Wilbur slapped the table and it fell apart. "Stop!" Wilbur was enraged. He could not bear to listen any further.